Peace and blessings. Aboru, Aboye, Aboshishayo, Alafia, greetings, salam alaikum, all that good stuff that we say in our culture. So I am Iya Oriyangi. And like I always say, I'm going to ramble about something that I know a little bit about, okay? So when I do these rambles, it's always a subject that may have came into my mind that day, right? And I just want to share it with the people. So I do love to hear your views on what I'm speaking about. If you want to elaborate or if you disagree with something that I am saying, you have all rights to. But make sure that you leave a comment or you inbox me on any of your concerns. So I have my book with me today because I said that throughout 2023 I'm going to try my best to have an outline for the things that I'm talking about, so it won't just be a full ramble. It'll have some substance to it. So today, what was on my mind was what is it, the psyche or the psychology behind secrets, okay? And this is not anything that I believe is written in the book. It's something that's just heavy on my mind or that came from spirits. So it is about secrets and the psychology, which also leads to the life of an owl, right? So to dive straight into it, when we speak of awo in the Yoruba concept, we are talking about secrets or something that is kept or handled with safe care or safe keepings, right? And being an awo, an omo awo, a babalawo, an omo orisha, or a priest in any culture, it is about learning how to keep and hold secrets. Because anytime we do a divination session for a client or for someone, we make sure that those personal um, energies or the things that we are discussing or revealing to that client is something that is private between us and the clients, right? A priest that's handling your business should not go out and tell other people your business, right? So there are times when there's conversations from owl to owl, but names are not mentioned when they may need help with a certain client or certain medicine that needs to be given for a prescription from a reading or something that is done. So in that case, a name shouldn't really be said, okay, unless it's maybe a godparent and a omo that are discussing a certain client or situation and they need to come up with a solution together. Outside of that, when it's owl to owl, the name is still not spoken. Only the maybe the odu, the situation, the orientation, right? It is still secret. And this is one of the things you have to learn how to do as a priest or a counselor in the community, right? Even when you take oath in the hospital to be a doctor, because that's basically what root workers are or diviners are. They're like root doctors. They are doctors that may not have degrees, but they can look and see just as deep as a medical doctor. But when you take oath to become a doctor, you also take oath to carry secrets. And this isn't a lot of different organizations, because these organizations that carry medicine, they uphold the secrets and they keep it because they want to keep it sacred, right? So being an owl is a very sacred thing. So this was heavy on my mind because I noticed that being an Omo Awo or being a priest and keeping secrets, you got to see the effect that it also has on the mind of the priest. So if you look at it from the standpoint of just being you, a secret that you carry throughout your life, right? A lot of times secrets have side effects to them. Yes, they do. What happens is people feel lonely because they're not able to share. Maybe they're thinking about how people are going to judge them. And that leads to some type of depression or some type of anxiety, right? So secrets are always, not always, the best to carry. If people are hiding things, a lot of times that leads to more psychological issues. So the same effect that secrets have on the individual, when it is given to the priest or when the priest learns about these different things, it becomes the same effect on that priest. That's why it's very important for diviners and Awos or priest and priestess to take care of their ori or take care of their mental. When you're taking care of your mental, it's a lot of work. There's a lot of meditation, a lot of solitude, a lot of feeding the ori, or what we call Ibori, right? And it may be called other things in other cultures. I know we all have some form of taking care of the mental part of our social lives, or a mental part of our spiritual lives, right? It is very important for the ori to be in order. So I want you to think of the impact that secrets have on priests. This is not like they're just carrying the secret of a friend that came to them. So, oh, my friend comes and tells me some type of secret, right? And I just keep that secret, and that's all I have to worry about. A lot of Omo Awos and a lot of priests and priestess carry a lot of secrets within the community. So, a lot of people may come to them and talk about different things that are going on in their lives, different things that are going on with them mentally, different things that are going on with their health, stability, like different things that they may not want other people to know, but they are confining in that priest. And also, when the diviner starts to divine, they may see a little deeper than what the client is telling them. And so now this is the discussion that may have to happen on the mat. So I want you to know that when a priest is seeing 1 to 3 people a day, or 4 to 5 people a week, they are taking in a lot of secrets and a lot of energy. So just in pulling in the energy alone, Ibori must be done as an owl. But you have to learn to hold on to keep that secret. So a lot of things that they have that's coming to them cannot be shared with anybody else, no matter how deep it is, unless it is an owl to owl conversation. And when it happens, like I said again in the beginning, that does not mean that a name is spoken. They should only be speaking on what divination took place, what is the prescription, what's the orientation of the Odu. The name should never be spoken, because a client's personal business should always be a client's personal business. But going back to being keeping the owl, keeping the secret, right? The way that the person feels anxious and have anxiety and depression and feeling lonely for pulling them secrets or keeping those secrets on their back, that now becomes the weight of the Omo Awo, or the priest or the priestess. So this person or this priest or this diviner has to learn how to carry the secrets, learning the medicine, but also balancing the energy inside their own ori to make sure that they're okay. Um, a lot of people will see really good diviners as being nonchalant, or when they tell them something that is extreme, it doesn't really get a reaction out of them, right? I know a lot of people have told me since I've been growing spiritually that I'm nonchalant, or I don't really have much emotions about a lot of things, but I do. I mean, I feel it, but it's not to the point where I'm wrecking my brain. I don't get too excited about things, and when I do, I learn how to bring myself back to my center, to a place of peace. And it has not always been that way. I was easily angered. I used to get jealous about different things. I had an issue with holding secrets. So these are things that we had to learn along the way. This is things that our wolves have to learn along the way. It's almost like becoming shamans in a modern day time, right? We're actually learning how to keep ourselves at a point of suru, which is patience, and we practice this level of peace. It is not being nonchalant, it's learning how to keep ourselves balanced or keep ourselves centered. I'm sure a lot of diviners over time have seen some very extreme cases, We've been to the point where, we have to help people transition. We have to learn how to help families stay together. We deal with people that may have gone through miscarriages or loss of their children, loss of their mothers or sisters, brothers, what have you, right? So we learn how to deal and cope with a lot of situations, and we cannot always put ourselves in the feet or the situation of the client. We have to keep a stable mind so we can help those clients or the people that we love or we're looking out for or we're caring for to make it through the situations that they go through. If we do not learn how to keep the secrets, if we do not keep a space of patience or suru or understanding, then we will fall apart as priests. And that means that we really have a lot of work to do on ourselves before we have to help or we try to help anyone else. So I talked about the effects of secrets, and how important it is for Ibori. So most people will do Ibori like every Ifa day or whatever day they choose throughout the week to conduct Ibori on their day, a certain day. I do honestly suggest that priest or priestess do some type of feeding of their ori every day, even if it's the offering of cool water to your head, and that time of meditation and prayer when you wake up in the rising. Um, to make sure that you are in a place of peace, spending time with energies like Obatala or Rishanla, or your Ifa, or whatever you have to help you bring you back to your center, that spiritual guide, or whatever meditation or yoga that you have as a part of your life. There should be always some type of meditation or some type of spiritual balance every day in the life of a priest. You should practice this religiously, right? So, whatever it is to keep your ori or your head or your mental in alignment every day, I suggest that it's done every day. Don't wait 3 days down the line and now your head is on fire and you don't know what to do or which way to do it. Because when you don't have peace and balance, that's when you begin to babble, right? So, it's not much that I wanted to discuss on it. I just wanted everybody to have an understanding and always be able to reach out to another priest for guidance. Like I said, that's the times when you call someone and say, "Hey, this is an owl to owl conversation. What do you think about this Odu?" Or what do you think about this reading that I had, without mentioning the name of the client or talking about the person specifically, right? More in the general aspect. So this is something that I want the people in the public to think about, how much the priest or priestess or owl takes on when they are doing these divination sessions. Nobody should be reaching out to you to do a reading for you. Hey, I felt your energy and spirit told me that I should give you a reading. Most priests, at least 90% of priests, should not. I honestly say all priests should not be reaching out to you for a reading. It should be you going to seek your diviner yourself. A lot of people get scammed when they answer those inboxes or emails or whatever they are, saying that, hey, I feel your energy and I want to do a reading for you. Well, I did not contact you to let you into my personal spiritual space. So just be careful of those people that are reaching out to do readings for you. It takes a lot out of us to do divination and then to follow up with the prescription for the divination that we did. A true diviner is always going to have a prescription for any spiritual problems that you are having, right? And most of the times when you touch the mat or you get divination done, it's going to be the most dire situation that is going to be talked about first, right? Or the most dire situation that is going to have a prescription to it first. So it's not going to be me reaching out for you, but then I don't have a prescription for you after I tell you what spirit has told me. And now I'm telling you it costs this amount for a spirit telling me that I need to tell you this, but I don't have a prescription for you. That is a scam. A lot of divination systems may not have prescriptions too. So I'm not speaking of like tarot readers. So tarot readers, they will do divination for you. Some of them, a lot of them don't have prescriptions for the divination and tarot, and there's a lot of other readings that is the same way. However, genuine readings. They are, but you might want to seek something a little more deeper if you have more serious problems. You know, if you just want to look for some guidance on love and relationships and jobs, that is it's very beautiful to see a tarot reader, because that's on a more of a minor situation, or somebody that's dealing with readings that don't have a prescription for it. However, if you have serious situations going on in your life, or you're looking to come into African spirituality, I suggest that you go and reach a diviner that is using something that comes from the ATR traditions, whether it's Dilogun or Pwele, Iki, whatever other divination tools that they are using. So I said all that to say, be courteous with your diviners, okay? They are putting in a lot of energy, and they are holding a lot of secrets, and they're fulfilling a lot of prescriptions with spirit. And I will tell the diviners, don't bite off more than you can chew. There's a lot of people in the community, and I've turned to a lot of people when I get overwhelmed with readings or suggestions or things along that matter, or I have prescriptions that need to be taken care of, and I turn to people that are in the spiritual community, that are priests and priestesses like myself, to help me figure out what's going on, the orientation, or what really needs to be done. Like, don't ever get to the point where you have so much ego that you don't turn to another diviner or another priest or priestess in the community to help you with a situation that may be too big, or if you're taking on too much. We're doing the same thing, and we're all going the same way. We should all be working off of a love vibration or understanding vibration. But that is all I really have to say on that subject. If you guys want to hear more, make sure you go to my YouTube, Ia Oriyangi. It is on YouTube, and also we have a page on Instagram, Ile Iamiati Egun. You can find the information. I'm going to put it underneath this post. Make sure you like, share, and comment, and also subscribe to my YouTube channel, okay? I love you, and there is absolutely nothing you can do about it. Blessings. Love you to life.